If you like this video, click like. If you want to continue to follow our adventure, hit subscribe. Your support would be greatly appreciated. Hello, Lives on the Road subscribers and followers. Well, you know what today is, don't you? Yep, it's Friday. You know what that means, don't you? Yep, it's Easy 5 Friday. Today's topic is the 5 weather conditions that we've had to endure since we started our adventure last March. These are either extremely unusual conditions or conditions that have been prolonged. And the reason I want to cover this topic with you is, you know, I started out this adventure and the plan was to follow the weather. And the goal was trying to get where we had temperatures that were, you know, somewhere around the 60s and the 70s. And I really feel like the plan was a good idea. But it has done nothing but gone wrong. And so I want to explain to you that although I think this has been a really weird weather year, I mean, the whole country has seen some strange weather. This is our first time, you know, living in a pop-up camper, and here we are dealing with unusual weather conditions all year long. So let's go ahead and get started. The cold. This is both not only a weird condition, but a prolonged condition. We are in northern Florida, and I recognize that it was going to be cooler than, you know, southern Florida. The reason we chose northern Florida was because the prices, I think, are a little bit cheaper here than southern Florida. And I was not sure that we were going to actually be able to find a spot in southern Florida, because that's where all the, you know, the RVers go to. So we decided that we were going to stay in northern Florida and deal with, I don't know, probably 40s and 50s, 60 degree temperatures. That is not what has happened. We got a week of nice temperatures, and since then it has been very cold. It's getting down to 25 degrees at night, which, fine, okay, we've had to, you know, that's a weird condition. That does not end the story with the cold. Our plan was to follow the weather, and I made a video about that, where we wanted to stay in temperatures that were, you know, 60 and 70 degrees, yeah, and even the occasional 80s would have been fine. We were fine with that. And so we tried to follow the weather. You know, we went south from in March and then started back up north. It has not worked out the way we planned. It has been extremely cold our entire adventure. We left West Virginia in August, and it was, you know, 50 degrees at 11 a.m. That is pretty much how our entire summer has went. We've been in the 50s pretty much the entire summer. You'll go back and watch my videos through July and August. You'll see that I'm wearing a flannel shirt in almost every video. So the cold has been really mentally draining. Okay, number 2, snow. We actually haven't had to deal with a lot of snow, but we are in a weird weather condition. It snowed last night in Florida, and I've heard that the last time it snowed in Florida in this location was 2013. So we're talking 5 years ago, and just so happens that now we're living in a pop-up camper in Florida. It decides to snow. It's just another weird condition that just seems to plague our adventure. Number 3, rain. And I have talked about the rain a lot. I mean, rain has been just constant. When we left Missouri, after we were downsizing, and it rained the entire time we were downsizing. We went to Mississippi. Mississippi apparently had been in a drought. We are actually on Lake Enid, which was a dry lake bed because of the lack of rain, is what the rangers told us. But when we got there, it rained more days than it didn't. I mean, it was great because, you know, Mississippi was really needing the rain, but we could have done without it. Kentucky. Went to Kentucky, it rained. Went to Virginia, it rained. The entire time the summer has primarily rained. It's been a lot of rain. Just an unusual condition that, well, I mean, we've done nothing but fight the mold, and of course you got to heat the camper, and the only thing you got is propane. So with all that moisture on the outside and propane, making condensation, so now we got mold inside the camper. It's been a tough year with the rain. Number 4, flooding. I mean, here we are, we're getting ready to start our adventure, and it's flooding. It's flooding in Missouri. We couldn't even get off onto our adventure. Just in a very unusual condition that it just started flooding and a massive amount of rain. It was incredible how much rain Missouri got and it flooded. So, all right, number 5, and this one, look, it didn't really affect us at all, but it was a very strange condition. We haven't had a significant hurricane in this country in years. I don't even remember how long. And we had 2, one in Texas and one in Florida. We were in West Virginia when Hurricane Irma hit Florida, and it must have devastated South Florida. But the predictions were pretty crazy. They really didn't seem like they had a handle on where it was going to go and how bad it was going to be. So, again, we were in West Virginia when it hit, and we weren't sure what to do. We were really confused. Obviously, we were wanting to head to Florida, but that was not an option with, South Carolina, Mississippi. That was our plan, was to start heading south, but we didn't even know where to go. Nobody knew if it was going to hit Mississippi or South Carolina, and Florida was definitely going to get hit. It was terrible. I was actually getting people to tell me that I needed to leave West Virginia and go west. Like, west of Mississippi to get away from it. People were saying gas is cheap. Go. You're in danger. The thing is other people were saying don't go west because it could go west. So what are you going to do? I mean, you're stuck. You have no idea what to do. You stay in one spot, you could get hit. You go to another spot, you could get hit. So I mean, we had to wait it out. And then we just watched and waited and see what would happen. And of course, it did go west. So I'm glad we stayed where we were. It did go to hit, came up Missouri. Missouri didn't get hit very bad or anything. I mean, it was just a lot of rain. And so really, the best option was to stay, but nobody knew what to do. So, anyway, so be aware that I'm hoping that this is an unusual year, and that next year, that 2018, will get back on course to having decent weather or regular weather. But be aware that the weather conditions is just something that you can't plan for. You just can't. Nothing you do seems to work. At least nothing we have done seems to work. We always seem to run into just really strange and unusual weather conditions. So, anyway, thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe. Click like if you like the video. And